welcome. You're just in time to see me open this little beauty. I did an opening a couple of days ago and it was very, very hot, my first one. This is a whole new learning experience for me. I've been dabbling in pottery since I was 12 and always hand built, never had a kiln. Cost me a fortune to have it fired every time, so I'd fade in and out of it. As I've gotten older, I really enjoy it, and I saw a course come up for wheel, learning how to spin on the wheel. Thought I'd give that a go. Did that for about 2 years. My girlfriend Karen and I dragged her along with me, not knowing that she did have some experience when she was younger also and loved it. And we both just took off again. So we ordered our own wheels, and she's moving away and taking her kiln with her. So I decided I'd better get my own. This old dame has only ever had one owner before me, and it's been looked after. At the moment, it says it's 82 degrees centigrade Celsius. Let's have a look. Wow. Okay, so the cone's fully melted. And I think the highest one I had in there was a 6. So it's still running really, really hot. There we go. There's the 6. I'm gonna have to try a lot lower. 5. Last time we opened the door a bit too early, and I think a flood of cold air went in on the bottom shelf. Everything plucked off the bottom except right at the back, which was unusual. It was just the front. So I'm assuming at the front is because they got that cold wave, even though it's not that cold up here. We live in the tropics in Cairns. Yeah, learning all the time. This one I washed the pebble texture back with a bit of manganese wash, and then I just covered it in some Storm Celadon. That one I'm quite happy with that one. These are just going to go in my garden until I'm perfecting what I'm doing here. Let's go with the big one first. So I thought I'd try putting 2 cylinders together, trying to build something taller than I've ever made before. So this is the biggest thing I've ever made, and I was pretty happy with it. Did try to rush it a little bit, and when I joined the top one, the bottom one was still a little bit too soft, and it started to bubble like this. So I left it, walked away, let it harden up a little bit, came back and then shaped it. I put a stencil of a feather that I have, pushed that in, and then just filled that with some slip from a red earth clay that I have that comes out brown. I just sort of pushed it in and rubbed it back. And then I put textured turquoise after I bisquied it, of course. No, lucky I checked. Spectrum, Milk and Honey, and then Hunter Green. 2 of each. And I did buy a dipping glaze for the inside of things because I was just going through the brush glaze clear one so fast, and it looks pretty good. So I'll stick with that one. Yeah, well, at least this time there's no pinholes, so bringing the temperature down the couple of steps has worked for that. I still think it's overcooking. couple of little plates. I've been just practicing with that manganese wash just to get a bit of a outline. Wiped it back. What's this one? Cobalt wash was that one. And then I put running hot chowder on the hibiscuses after I'd wiped them back. And then just put Celadon, Sky Celadon all over that one. This one, manganese wash, and then Sky over that as well. Wow, the sky's paler. Maybe I put Storm and I've written Sky. I don't think that's Sky. This one's definitely Sky. That one must be Storm. Just some marbled clay with clear. It's amazing how beautiful they look before they're glazed, before the higher fire. I just love, they're sort of sandy looking, and these, the grit that's in the yellow clay that I used, you can see has melted and left these lovely black little bits that come out. Nat from Mud Magic always likes the bottoms. There we go, Nat. And my lovely friend Karen, she has bought herself a 3D printer and made me a little stamp with KP for Kookaburra Pottery on there. Been trying different styles of stamps out, but that one's really helpful. Good old yarn bowl. Love a good old yarn bowl. Okay, power turquoise all over, and running hot chowder. Not as nicely marked out as a lot of people do, and I just go in there, poured a bit in the middle, dabbed it around the outside. I'm happy with that. And there's another one of my stamps I've been trying out. Quite like that too, but it's a lot harder to use on smaller pieces. My daughter's a crazy crocheter, so she inspires me to make these. More of the marbled clay. That was the yellow. That's the mahogany. Oh, I'm really going to have to knead my clay a bit better. There's all sorts of bubbles coming out there. I'm always like, let's just whack it together. And I don't want to mix it too much because I don't want it to be just a bland, boring one colour. But I can see lots of air bubbles I haven't attended to. Like I said, learning curve, learn through me, don't do it yourself. More mahogany and white clay. And I have a lovely friend who's turning 60 this year, and he loves his whiskey. And I thought, he's got enough glasses, let's just make him a little, it's got his name on there and date. I think that'll feel nice, because he drinks it neat. Don't need room for ice. Hang in there. Whatever you do, hang in there. Manganese wash again. Actually, that one might be... No, I think that's a manganese. That was honeydew. Power turquoise, just a little bowl. I'm not doing it thick enough. I'm too scared to do it too thick. And then it doesn't quite come out how I'd like it to. Plus, I think that might be because it's so hot. It hasn't come out the colour I was hoping for. Now this had the tiniest little crack, and I thought I'd be smart and fix the crack with a little bit of vinegar and slip. Man, it looks pretty good. I thought, let's see how we go. Well, during the bisque, and cracks came back. Yeah. But I I thought I've gone this far. Let's wax some clear glaze on it, and maybe I can fill it with soil and put some succulents in it or something. I don't know, but it made it that far, and the cracking hasn't gone all the way through. So I'm pretty sure it's the way I pulled it when I got to this area here. I just stressed it a little bit too much to get that shape. I like it though. And that good, how gorgeous is that mahogany and white together when you get it big chunks like that. Well, that's a bit cute. Little caterpillar, the leaf. I was just playing around and trying to make a full enclosed shape and make a lid. So that's the first one sort of made that. So it looks a bit like an apple, so I cut it and molded it, and she's shiny. And I was generous with red gloss. Let me have a guess. Hazard a guess. I'm pretty sure I did honeydew on that because I had some left over. And then I've got stroke and coat and done a green, give a bit of features on the leaf. There's a camel one for the brown, and it would have been like, I don't think it's the Irish luck. I think it's something a bit paler. Ah, the sour apple. Yeah, I think it's a sour apple. Yeah. Made this for a friend of mine. Little hibiscus on there, some little flowers. I did expect it. That was power turquoise as well. That's burnt. I used the mahogany clay to make the hibiscus. I actually like the handle, so I'll try something a bit different with the handle. I like it. Honeydew, power turquoise, and clear on the hibiscus. And I watered the honeydew down and just did the inside. There's no pinholing it. That's good. It's just getting too hot. Ah, you know the story. Marble clay, mahogany and white. That one's good. No cracks, no pinholes. That one's really actually pretty good. Pretty perfect, that one. This is the yellow clay mixed with a bit of the mahogany. That yellow clay, that's amazing. I know Jane from Shoebox Studios over in Perth uses it, and Karen was telling me she doesn't put the glaze on it. So hers does still have a bit of a yellow, and she does only fire to cone 5. I've got to learn how to get mine down to a comfortable 5, I think. But no, I'm happy with that. The clear glaze hasn't pinholed, hasn't bubbled. I'm getting somewhere. Like that one too. I actually kept the clay a lot less mixed. I sort of did a blob of white, blob of yellow, mixed them a little bit, coned it onto the wheel, and then when it was in its ready to go spot, I cut holes, twisted holes around it, and put a big blob of the mahogany clay into those holes. That's good too. Happy. That's a good one. It's a bit blah. Yeah, I hand carved some flowers. I don't know if you can really see them. And I put a manganese wash in there. No, that's copper wash, the copper one. And then I just put Flux Blossom all over it, inside and out. The Flux Blossom actually is quite pretty. It's got the little bits of green in it that I've picked up on that copper wash, but I've wiped the copper wash back too far, obviously. Not a learning curve. There's nothing wrong with it though. Nothing wrong with it. Perfect specimen. This is the mahogany clay, white clay, and an orange mason stain put into the white clay. Another good specimen. No damage. Okay, that was the orange mason stain. And I had a little bit, a lump left over, so I went, no, I'll just make a little spoon rest. That's turned out really well too. Just clear glaze. Another one with the yellow speckle. Those speckles do look really nice once they've been fired. When you're working with it, they're pretty gritty, and a couple of times I had to stop and use my needle tool and get big chunks of it out. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's another perfect specimen. This one I had like a malachite coloured stain, the orange stain, and white recycled clay, and just sort of mixed it all together. Got a nice malachite swirl on the bottom there. It's quite nice. Just trying different techniques. I rarely make two of anything because I can't. I just have fun pushing my boundaries and seeing what I can come up with. Yeah. She's a little beauty too. They're not, the colours aren't as vibrant as I was hoping. But once I get this temperature under control, I might have more control over keeping the colour in it. This one had a lot more white clay in it. Had a little bit of the mahogany. Excuse me. Oh, nice bottom. And I just threw some glazed chips in there. Yeah, this little fella. Just made a little mummy vase. The Flux Blossom. Yeah, that's cute. I was also thinking it'd be a perfect little container for kids to put their tooth in. You know, when they lose a tooth and you want to go and put it in a dish and leave it in the kitchen so that the tooth fairy can find it. That's what we do anyway. So that's just got some mahogany clay on the little stamp. As I pushed it in the mahogany clay, and a bit of a slip of that, and just so that it would have a little bit of a feature there. Just playing around. He's cute. He's turned out well. Thank you for joining me. I hope you can learn through my learning, my little mistakes. I'm Vicky, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for joining me.